Our country is in a really sorry, sad place right now. And I wish more Canadians would start waking up, and I wish more Canadians would start being disturbed with the fact that this is where we're going. So, Adamson Barbecue is the big story that I want to cover here today, um, because I think this is awesome what this guy's done and what he's doing. I do. I know you're not supposed to say that, but this is the Punisher of Truth channel, okay? This is where the truth lives. And I'm going to tell you the truth as I see it, okay? This is a guy who wants to run his business. And it is absolute BS that we can't have people running their business, and governments are doing these restrictions and lockdowns, and they're making it impossible for people to run their businesses. It's as simple as that. Okay, this guy wants to run his business. He wants to offer dine-in, and the government has rules that prevents him from doing that. You have to understand that businesses that are suffering, like restaurants, bars, gyms, these businesses run off of a model that requires them to have X amount of people at their business for them to function. And the government has long overreached now this year in how they're digging their hands into how people run their business. Okay. If you want to pretend that the government is trying to protect us and that everything they're doing is just this virtuous, beautiful, selfless thing, I mean, I'm not falling for that. And if you are, I don't even know what to say to you, okay? But this is garbage. I mean, I have spent, I don't even know how many hours now going over the science of this whole virus and all this stuff. This doesn't make sense. We're panicking over cases. I've gone over this in episodes about the PCR test and the case-demic. The PCR tests are faulty. They were never designed to diagnose, as per the inventor of the PCR test.
Find this virus in you at all. And with PCR, if you do it well, you can find almost anything in anybody. So that could be thought of as a misuse of it, just to claim that it's meaningful. PCR is separate from that. It's just a process that's used to make a whole lot of something out of something. That's what it is. But it's not, it doesn't tell you that you're sick, and it doesn't tell you that the thing you ended up with really was going to hurt you.
The research shows that we are testing people at a cycle threshold that is creating false positives, and yet we continue to do it. And we see the cases go up, and we all act scared of the cases. The cases means nothing, because people, you can test positive if you already had it months ago and you're no longer contagious, or you know, this isn't even something that's in you anymore as a live virus, and you can test positive. I mean, how many of these positive tests are people who are no longer carrying the virus? It's a joke. Okay, and we've done this thing where we're using these cases, even though the cases themselves don't mean anything, we're using this metric to control and destroy everything. It really bothers me. And this guy, his name's Adam Skelly. I think he's a hero. Honestly, I do. I think this is a true patriot, a hero. He's taken on the risk of defying these orders. Okay, these orders are bogus. And we're starting to see right now what our rights are or aren't. Okay, and this should scare you. I know there's going to be people who are going to keep acting like chickens and pretend that the government's here to save your life. I don't even know how to talk to people like this anymore. I don't know how much more of this needs to happen for you to actually start seeing what is going on. This means something to me. Every person who stands up and sings the national anthem and sings this, and you're sitting back and defending this trash, you ought to be ashamed of yourself as a Canadian, honestly. Okay, and I'm sorry, I've been sugarcoating things and trying to be soft since I started doing these videos and gentle with people. But this is time for some cold hard truth, okay? You need to smarten up. You need to see what's going on. If you don't see it, I don't know what the hell you're looking at. And how much more of this you have to witness before you start to see that you're being bamboozled right now. And all those people that you have been fighting with for several months and calling conspiracy theorists and nut jobs and things like that, I know you're embarrassed that you're on the wrong side of this, but you are, and it's time to wake up and admit that you were wrong and switch sides, because things are going to get real ugly. Adam Skelly, this guy, he runs this place called Adamson Barbecue in Toronto, and he decided he's going to open and for dine-in against the rules, and he did. And for 3 straight days, he defied the laws. Then this became sort of a stomping ground for support. He had tons of support from people, and I'm one of them. Good for him for having the guts. I know this took a lot of courage. This probably wasn't easy, okay? Most people who are running a business are too scared to do something like this, okay? Because the government is trying to intimidate everybody. That's really what this is, guys. This isn't about protecting you, and we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to show you how it's not. It is not. They're not trying to protect you. They're trying to control you. If this was about protection, they'd be going about this a different way. There's too many things that don't make sense. So day 1, he opens. People show up, and the cops show up, and the news shows up, and they're trying to spin this. I mean, 3 days of this, okay? The second day, the cops came. They made a presence. They did nothing. They just watched for the most part. And then they ticketed some people. Parking tickets, okay? For people. There were so many people who came because it became almost like a protest or a rally for people for their freedom, okay? And the police showed up, and the news showed up, and the police started giving parking tickets to people who were parked in the wrong place or something like that, because I think it was just that crowded. On the 3rd day, this guy comes, he rolls in, Adam Skelly, he comes in to his restaurant. The cops are already there. Not only are they there, they're inside his restaurant. They've broken in to his restaurant and changed the locks and locked him out. Okay, and he puts out this thing on Instagram that he's needing help. He needs locksmith to come help him get into his own place. So I don't know what the laws are on that, but something about that really stinks, okay? He got arrested too on the 3rd day after opening. Now he's out. He's out on bail. On the 3rd day, you wouldn't believe how many policemen there were, how many cops were here. First of all, they blocked off the streets, trying to actually prevent people from coming to this restaurant. I mean, the amount of wasted resources on this one place, a restaurant, because the guy's trying to open his restaurant, it is mind-blowing. I'm not talking about a couple cops. There was like 100 cops here. Honestly, you know, there were like 10 cops or something like that on horses blocking the entrance, and then a whole line of policemen all around the bloody building blocking it off, you know, separating the people in the rally from the restaurant. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was infuriating. I mean, so many cops, like 100 cops in Toronto, all being paid to stand there on guard in front of a restaurant and prevent people from giving this guy business. That would have been a great day for a crime wave, wouldn't it? I mean, all these cops tied up on the stupidest thing. Why? Because this guy wants to open his business? Because there's all these cases? Give me a break, man. You know, Adam Skelly, when he initially announced on social media that he was going to defy this order and open up, he brought up a very good point that nobody, not Doug Ford, not the police, not anybody is going to be able to give him a good answer for. He said, you know, this is BS. I'm a restaurant. People want to come in and eat, and I'm not allowed to do that. But you can have big box store like Walmart and Costco. All these people can come in. And how is that any different? Why is it okay over there? Why does the virus not spread there? Why is it not a danger in those places?
Enough is enough. I complied with the 2 weeks to flatten the curve. I complied again during the second wave when we locked down, when Doug Ford promised us that there would be supporting evidence to shut down the restaurants, bars, and gyms. But the data from Toronto Public Health that came out 2 weeks ago show that two of the over 10,000 Ontario COVID deaths were linked to bars, restaurants, and retails. So why are we getting singled out and the big multinational corporations are all essential while they're packed? Come on, guys. Enough is enough. We're opening. For anybody who's a fan of freedom and sovereignty, the right to choose what you wear, where to go, who to have over at your house, what businesses you can go to. I'd love to meet you tomorrow.
I've been talking about coincidences a little bit lately in my videos. Isn't it a coincidence that all these big, rich corporations are getting richer this year? And that all the small businesses are suffering and tanking? Do you think that's by accident, or do you think that's by design? If you wanted to change the model of how people live and how civilizations are run, and you wanted to pursue a communist, socialist type model, wouldn't it be to your benefit to see small businesses become dependent on you? People who run small businesses, people who work for small businesses, you get more of those people, and you get these big companies that are taking over, basically developing a monopoly. And funny enough, even though when he said this on his Instagram, and literally the day he was arrested, Costco in the neighborhood there's pictures, people, all kinds in there. And even actually, in fact, Costco, because as you know, Costco serves food, okay? They serve hot dogs and French fries and things like that, right? And they're serving food indoors. And they're allowed because they're Costco. The virus doesn't spread in Costco. The stupidity of the double standards is unreal. Okay? If these people didn't have double standards, they'd have no standards at all. Okay, Doug Ford on day 2, he had a little fit. You know, he had a little cry session. Oh, I tried to be nice with him, but he's just not listening. Yeah, he's not listening because this is his life, man. This is his livelihood. This is what people do. They run their own businesses. They want to be their own boss. They want to provide a good or service and contribute to society. And they frankly need that to survive. Okay? This government assistance garbage is not helping people enough. That's why so many businesses keep failing and closing. Okay? So, you know, when Doug Ford says, I understand, well, you don't understand. I don't think you understand anything, Doug Ford. I think you're a big, stupid idiot. I mean, I can't believe that we have to listen to this guy and pretend like he's a leader and like he's smart and he understands science. He doesn't understand the first thing about science. He's a freaking fool. He's an idiot. Okay, I would in a heartbeat, I would take this guy in a debate and I'd absolutely crush him. He doesn't know anything about anything and he's running everything. Okay, the cases are BS, people. You all need to wake up. You need to stop being afraid to go outside and get into public spaces. The cases are nothing. It's a positive test that doesn't mean anything. You aren't sick. Look around. Everywhere you go, you don't see sick people. Okay? This thing spreads. For the most part, it's over. There's not even a spread really happening anymore. You can have people getting tested now that had it months ago and never knew about it and test positive now. And so we're pretending that we have all these new cases now. It's not even new cases. It's old cases that nobody knew about. Can you even fathom how many of those there are? There are plenty. Every time somebody goes and gets a test that's never been tested before, that's what you're getting. Okay, guess what? Newsflash, people. When you get this thing, you're immune. You are. Okay, there's a study that came out recently that outlines this. Most people who get this, who have gotten this, can't get it again. They haven't been able to find people who get this again. It's super, extremely rare. Okay, we're acting like there's this big scary thing. First of all, it's not even circulating. Second of all, most of the people out there are already immune because they've already had it and they didn't even know they had it. This thing is not spreading. It isn't. That's a lie. And you're falling for it because the news and the government are working together to spread this lie to you, and they repeat it 100 times until you actually start to believe it. There's nothing spreading out there. The virus exists. Some people will get it and get sick. There are treatments for it. We're all freaking out about this vaccine that I've already covered, and there's all kinds of problems with the information and that we're being given and problems with this vaccine. Okay? But you don't even need it. Do you understand what a percentage of people don't even realize they got it? And then for those people who do get sick, they either get mildly sick, or if they're going to get badly sick, there are treatments. There are. Okay? People need to start taking their health into their own hands. Stop this shame about wearing masks and staying at home. This is a lie. This is not healthy to wear a mask. It's not healthy to isolate for nothing. This is causing more problems than it's solving. Way more. It's not even close. Adam Skelly was released on bail. I mean, wonderful job to all the people who raised money for this guy. They raised a lot of money for him. He got out on $50,000 bail last I saw. But I'm a little ticked off. I see there's conditions placed on him. I mean, I get it. I mean, I'm not a legal expert, okay? I get it that sometimes, like, when people are released on bail, there's conditions, okay? But he's not going to be in court till January now, okay? And until then, he's not allowed to be near his businesses. There's, like, another business or something that he's not allowed to be around. And he's not allowed to use social media. I mean, what country do we live in? When you can be told that you can't go on social media. I can't believe this. You know, for all the crazy I've seen all year and down in the States, and I know I see it on social media because I am Canadian. And so I have a lot of Canadian contacts on social media, or at least I did until I got kicked off of Facebook. Okay, but Canadians make fun of Americans all the time. And I get it. There's a lot of screwed up things that happen down there. But we pretend like we're better than they are. And we pretend that, like, the way our country is run is better. I have to tell you, what I'm seeing lately, I don't think so. Okay, for all the crazy that's going on down there, we have our own kind of crazy up here. And it's bad, and in some ways it's worse. Okay, truthfully, what's happening in Toronto right now, what's happening with this guy, I have serious doubts that this sort of thing would actually get this out of hand in the States. I think if somebody had the balls to open their business, I can't even imagine that this level of crazy would happen. This guy got arrested for opening his business. Okay, I don't even know if in California they do. In California, it's got Gavin Newsom. This guy's emperor crazy in the craziest place on earth. Honestly, what's happening right now in Toronto is mind-boggling. This is not Canada. Your Canada is gone. It doesn't exist anymore. Your idea of strong and free, okay? This isn't it. You do not live in the same country you grew up in. You do not live in the same country you had last year. Okay, we're getting very dangerously close to really dangerous place where we have no rights. The government controls everything, and all the people who are complying and not speaking out and hiding in their basements about this and hoping it goes away, it's not going to go away. This is not going to go away from you hiding. This is only going to go away from people standing up. We've seen it in other countries. Okay, we've seen it in Europe. We've seen it in Denmark. We've seen people standing up and saying, no, we're not taking this crap. Okay? And this is what we need to do. This is our country. The government works for us. The police works for us. We pay for those people. We pay for them. Okay, and they're completely dismantling our lives and telling us how to run everything, and for what? I don't see any proof that there's an emergency. Pisses me off. Okay, this guy, Adam Skelly, I feel for him. He took on a big risk. The guy's got a family, he's got a wife, he's got a kid, and he took on a big risk, unnecessary risk. I give this guy all the credit in the world. Somebody needed to do this, and he decided to be that somebody. My God, and we're at a crossroads right now. We're at a crossroads because there's two ways that Canadians are going to handle this now. Either they're going to back off and be intimidated and be afraid that government will come for them next and arrest them. That's what this is. This is what's happening right now is a big flexing of the muscles. It's an intimidation tactic because they can't handle it. If everybody starts coming out like this guy, they can't send 100 people to every bloody building that opens. They can't do that. Okay, so right now they're flexing their muscles hard to scare everybody who's running a business and say, you try it and you'll be next. There's two ways this can go. Either people will back off and be scared and say, okay, whatever you say, or people will stand up. Canadians will stand up and say, we're not taking that. You're not turning our country into this. This is Canada. I really hope that the second one is the way this goes, because if people back up, it's over. This is not going to get better. It's going to get worse. Okay, I've already shown you all about the Public Health Act. I showed you Alberta's Public Health Act. This isn't just Alberta. It's all over the country. They have these things in place. This stuff is legal. It's ready to go. They're going to isolate people. This is just the beginning. Okay, it's going to get worse. The cases are going to keep going up. Do you know why? Because nothing these guys do will work. Nothing will work because the cases don't actually tell you anything. They're a faulty test that tells you nothing. So no matter what you put on your face, no matter where you sit and stay and don't move, as long as people keep getting the test, the cases are going to keep going up because these things detect something that tells you you're positive. That doesn't mean that you're sick or infectious or anything else. So the cases will keep going up. They will keep doing this until they've accomplished what they want to accomplish, okay? They're going to want to push the vaccine. They're going to want to keep control over you and fear. So they're going to be able to start doing these forced isolations, forced vaccines, forced testing It's going to come to that. The more we keep bending over and spreading our cheeks, the more they're going to keep digging it in. I'm sorry to get vulgar with you guys, but seriously, this is getting out of control. For all the people that are just letting it happen and pretending that it's not getting out of hand, you need to snap out of it. Okay, you are gonna be regretting this for the rest of your life. If this gets as far, we are warning you, we're telling you, this is getting out of hand. Every single thing we predict, it's happening. And it's gonna get worse. And one day, when it's too late, you're gonna cry. You're gonna realize you did nothing. You watched it happen, and now it's too late. This does not have to go this way, guys. But we have to stop this. We got to start talking. We got to speak out against this. And we got to let them know who's boss. This is our country. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that and want to see more, hit that like button. And feel free to leave a comment and tell me what you think. This content can be found on Instagram and BitChute. So please follow, subscribe, and turn post notifications on, so that you know when the next post drops. Thanks, and see you soon.